Like if you were really, really successful, you were my age someday, and you wanted to write down what the definition of success was, what is it? And it's fascinating because it's the most important question that we ever ask ourselves that no one ever really asked themselves. And if they ever did and really honestly answered it, they'd have to change their answer. Because if they really answered, they'd say, I want a new freaking car. I want more money. I want $1 million. I want a better looking wife. I want. And then they would realize that I can't tell anybody that. Look, everybody that's in this room tonight, we're all the same. We're all just human. But if you can be better than that and the best human, you'll actually be intentional about living your life, because you're all going to write stories. Every single year is a story. It's a chapter in your life. I don't get to write them for you. I get to help affect the way you think about writing your own stories. But if you'll actually stop right now, it doesn't matter what you've done so far in life. It matters what you're going to do next. So we can do exceptional things together, because this PMPB thing was really just a reminder to you, you're not average after all. And if you'll live your life thinking about the right things, doing the right things, choosing the right things, becoming really exceptional every single day, 1% at a time, we can individually and collectively write a great story.
A championship season begins with a choice, the decision to pursue your individual and collective best. That choice is followed by hundreds, if not thousands, of additional choices each and every day. You may never play in a championship game or earn a championship trophy. There may not be confetti at the end of your season every year in life, but there is a sense of fulfillment, or not. And there are indeed fans, our fans in life, that are celebrating our championship seasons, or not. If we are to pursue a championship season in our own lives, we must make the choice.
Hey, Reddy,
Yep.
What does it mean to be a champion?
So to me, man, a champion is someone, man, who defies all odds. So against all adversity, against all opposition, they continue to maintain a certain standard. So a champion has a certain level of belief. They have a certain level of accountability, a certain level of teamwork and camaraderie. Champions they get it done.
To be a champion,
It means you're the best.
it means good teamwork or great coaching.
Yeah.
A champion is all about dedication and you're supporting your teammates. I feel like, it's not all at the game. It's all what happens outside the game that really makes you a champion.
To be a champion is to be the best.
To be a champion means to always feel like you're a winner.
Yes, we need to strive for the mountaintops, but we also need to know that we can grow and we can adapt, and God can do so much in our life in the valleys. And you know what? The setups for those great things are really fun, but the setbacks might not be the worst thing.
When you get to that point in life where you come to the end, we're all going to come to the end. There's only one question that's really important, and that's where are you going?
A small group is just a collection of people that we meet every month to go over certain goals for the year. So it's good to interact with the people, get to know them a little bit better on a different level, just not on a work level, on a personal level. So it's good interaction.
One thing I'm really proud of this year is my small group. We really came together this year, and they have helped me in every category of life. And I'm really grateful for all of them. And I hope they have a great Christmas.
Commitments are greater than goals. So this is training camp. I was in a locker room with a football team. I had them write down their goals. Said, now rip it up. I'm like, what? We just ripped down our goals. You don't rip up our goals. Rip them up. Then I had them write down their commitments. Why? Because I said everyone has goals right now written down in locker rooms all across the country. It was during training camp.
That's right.
Everyone has the same goals. So will your goals take you to where you want to go? No. Your commitment will.
Right. What you do every single day, every single moment. One of the other things that Coach Saban told me is that he talks to 4 or 5 stars, asks them what they want, and when they tell him, then he asks them back, well, then why are you spending 2 hours a day on social media, on video games? Make sure you're focusing what you want and doing the things that are necessary to get it.
When I had those guys write down their commitments, it was incredible. I want to spend more time in recovery. I want to eat better because my body breaks down. I'm going to spend more time in the film room. Now you'll work towards your goals. So now more than ever, You got to talk about what you're committed to. You got to want it more, and you got to take the actions necessary to create the goals you have.
And it's the PPP program. It forces me to write goals. I have them, believe it or not, in this folder that I carry around with me and keep working on them. So that's it, just keeping me accountable.
Hey, it is important to write down your goals because you're 3 times more likely to actually achieve those goals than if you just know them in your head. And actually, I don't really know if that's the right statistic or not, but I totally just made it up. And if you say something with confidence, guess what? People will believe it. So write them down.
Well, obviously it's been a challenging year, but I think the support of my manager, TJ, has been really important in that he's let me kind of experiment with what we do in marketing. And I think it's grown me as a professional. He's challenged me as a professional, and I'm a better marketer because of it. Yeah.
She just said that because I'm standing.
That is not true.
This year has been a really tough year, but the good news is that we're surviving and we're going to make it, and next year's going to be really, really good. I'm excited about it. Okay, we're stopping recording. We need to stop recording. It's blinking. You need to stop. Make me into one of those AI creatures.
So what do you do when you find yourself in a desert? Well, you keep doing the very best that you can do, even if it's the worst place you've ever been.
So you're not complacent. You're in the desert. You're continuing to work every single day to get better at everything you do in life.
And you're praying and you're hoping and you're working toward getting out of that desert moment. So when you're in that desert moment, what can you do to be able to set yourself up for the future? I'll give you a quick way that we just did that at Must Ministries. We've all gone through the pandemic, and we said, we're going to focus on sheltering people and feeding people during the pandemic. That's going to be our main focus. I said to our people in workforce development, right now people aren't hiring. Here's what I want you to do. Find out, how do we get better in workforce development when the economy comes back, that we can get more people jobs.
So you're while you're surviving, you're working so that when the season changes, you can thrive.
If you're buying a house to live in the house as your home, and you have a budget, and I always ask that because you should have a budget, and at today's prices and cost of credit that what you'd have to borrow, it fits your monthly budget or your household budget, then you're a home buyer.
Part of success in life is knowing where you're headed and how you're going to get there. One of the tools that you use to get to places is actually money. Except if you don't know how much you have or what you're spending or how much you have left over, then you actually really don't know exactly where you're headed and how you're going to get there. And so having a budget actually does give you not only control as to where you're headed and what you're going to do and what you're able to do, but it also actually reduces the anxiety that comes from not knowing. It's the unknown.
But how do you kind of think about what is really a family budget?
Yeah, I think first a budget has to be written down, right? So many of us say, oh, we have a budget in our head. And when it's in your head, guess what? You're going to forget about it because you're going to have other things come up. And then also, you're not held accountable, right? You can say, oh, I budgeted for that. And then you say, okay, I had $100 budgeted for gas and you spent $200, right? And then you're like, actually, I can adjust that. You know, nobody's paying attention to that. I'll adjust that. Okay, now it's $200. Oh, yeah, I'm within my budget. Yeah, of course I'm in my budget. So I think first you have to have a written budget. That is the essential thing.
There's kind of a difference between Thanksgiving and gratitude. And this is important. Thanksgiving generally doesn't have an object. Because, you know, when you go around the table, say something you're thankful for. I'm thankful that I was born in this country. I'm thankful that I have a good education. I'm thankful that I'm healthy. So it's easy to point out something we're thankful for, but oftentimes Thanksgiving has no object. Gratitude always has an object. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for what you did for me. And so if we stay in the world of Thanksgiving, it's so general, it's not very helpful. So in terms of relational impact, Thanksgiving has to move to specific gratitude that has a specific object, which is always a person, right?
I am grateful for my wife, Kara. She birthed our child this year, and she holds down the house and also a career and also our entire family. So Kara wins all those awards every year.
Hello.
Be clear, we here.
And this sounds like such a cliche, but I truly feel like a part of the family.
And I think everybody I work with in Beaufort feels the same way. I really do. I would do anything for them. They would do anything for me. And I think that's the best answer I can give you.
Relationships are important because honestly, our whole job depends on them. Realtors, loan officers, operations, we're all talking to people all day, every day. And if you don't know how to work with people in harmony, you're going to be up, you know what, creek without a paddle.
My favorite part of working at Supreme is I've been hired 4 times. I like leaving just so I can come back.
Oh, it's got to be the people. My favorite part of working at Supreme is the people. By all means, it's the reason why I come to events like this. Have a family that is really your family that you care for and you want to see them succeed and you love. You pick each other up when you're down, and then you help each other and enjoy successes when we're at the top of the mountain. So,
favorite part of working at Supreme is I work with my friends. These are all my friends.
Relationships are the most important part of life.
After having studied Fierce, being a practitioner for the last 15 years, certainly I've come word for word knowledge of how Fierce defines fierce conversations. I think in my own practice, in my own being able to absorb the principles of Fierce and then try to manifest them every day, I have come to feel that fierce conversations are real conversations. So even when you said to me today, I hope our conversation won't be fierce, I hope it will, because then it'll be real and we'll be getting down to meaning and truth and authenticity.
Good. So fierce doesn't have to be as it's defined, like aggressive and ferocious. It's really just getting to our truth in our relationship and being able to share it with each other.
My favorite part of working with Supreme is the backbone and integrity that the entire company displays, both internally and externally.
Supreme helped me become my best by having the best employees, the best staff, who are my best friends.
Supreme's helped me be my personal and professional best by just helping me refocus. Every time I need to, think about something I need to do, having that video to go back and look at and just refocus on what I'm really trying to focus on for the year, whether it's not be a boat ducker, being radically committed. Those are things that make you be better next year.
All right, so repeat after me. Radical commitment. Radical commitment. No organization embodies radical commitment more than the Navy SEALs.
The response, what was kind of stirring inside me was, I want to be a part of the fight.
It all starts with a vision to become our personal and professional best. And then tell us about the boat and what the individual, there's 6 people with the boat, right? 6.
Right, 6 or 7 guys.
Yeah, and tell us about the boat, what goes on with that, that experience.
So you have these boat crews and you're organized by height. And that's important because, as I mentioned, most of the time, if you're not paddling this boat in the ocean or the bay, well, you got to move it. So you run with it resting on your head, and everyone's kind of got a position underneath there. That's kind of why you want to be at the same height, so you can evenly distribute that weight and carry this thing. And I'm curious, really, it's banging on your head as you're running. And I remember having shooting pains on my back, being like, this is probably not good for my long-term back or neck, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing this. So you can see in that environment, if someone's exhausted, the way you would think about getting relief is, I just kind of scrunch down a little bit, just kind of duck my head. All of a sudden, I have less weight on my head. But as a result, I've distributed that weight among my teammates, my boat crewmates, who are carrying it instead of me. And it's called boat ducking, and it was one of the capital sins of Hell Week.
Because we don't allow boat duckers. There's no ducking here.
My radical commitment is this to all of you. Till the day I can't breathe anymore, I will love on all of you the best way I can. I'll try to lead this organization the best way I know how. I'm grateful for every single one of you and being a part of this, because to be honest with you, it's the treasure of my life just to be a part of it.
We're just radically committed. We've always been radically committed.
I was radically committed before you came up with that hashtag, by the way.
Radically, I cannot say that. Radically committed.
I want to talk about radical commitment. Pat, you got it.
I've tried my best to be great for you. Why? Because I am radically committed. And you know what? So many people commit, I'm gonna lose weight this year. You know how many people do? Nobody. You know why?
Everybody wants to be the beast, but everybody doesn't want to do what the beast does.
I had made this commitment, this radical commitment, which is more an act of the will, the heart, in a moment of clarity. I had reflected on it and worked towards it for years, in a regular environment. And so in this moment of trial, that was the time that my will was saying, does not matter. I'm not going to stop. And that was the driving force. I think the mind and the body can be great servants and terrible masters. I think they can look out for comfort, and they can rationalize things. But in the moment of trial and difficulties is not the time to have these debates on, do I really want to do this or not? No, my will is set, and it was set at a time when my mind was clear. And now my mind needs to focus on getting me through this. And my body needs to listen and say, we're going to do that, and we're not going to stop.
So anyway, this has been my favorite year of 38 years. I'm sick. I've never lost money in a single year in my entire life. There's a first for everything. No, and I'm happy to do it. You know why? Because I feel like the people that are standing here tonight are radically committed. I feel like you are just like me.
I'm radically committed to my friends and family who are also my coworkers.
I'm radically committed to Supreme Lending, my team, Pat Flood, and everything our company stands for.
We are a great group of people, and we are radically committed to just being the best. It's an easy word, best. B-E-S-T, 4 letters, and just do it. That's all you have to do is wake up and do it.
Seasons are a natural part of life. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. In 2023, particularly in our professional lives, most of us experienced a desert, a winter season of scarcity. This season challenged us all. Some have risen to the challenge, while others have simply withered away. None of us would willingly choose a desert season, especially not a prolonged one. However, if we embrace it, the desert season can teach us valuable life lessons. They remind us that if we let our circumstances determine our best selves, we'll always be at mercy of external, uncontrollable forces. Instead, our best lives are ultimately shaped by the choices we make, especially how we respond to adversity. I sincerely hope you made the best choices in 2023, crafting an exceptional chapter in your life story. If not, remember, it's not the current situation in life that matters most. It's the direction that you're heading in your life. As 2024 approaches, it offers a fresh opportunity to write a new chapter in your life story. I urge you to make the best choice right now. Take a pause and dedicate the next 30 minutes to clearly define your own version of success and what destination best would look like for you in 2024. And then visit Best GPS and enter your choices. Share these choices with your loved ones, with your friends, and with your small group. And seek their support to stay on course during 2024 and inspire them to embark on the journey with you. Finally, commit to making small, daily choices that will lead you toward the destination we all desire, our best selves. Let's meet there in 2024, a place we all call Destination Best.